Do you recognize how insanely powerful you are when you fully drop all the pretending, all the games, all the manipulation, all of this being run by programming and conditioning that isn't who you are? Are you aware of how much sometimes you might be a prisoner to the matrix, to this matrix that you have created? These stories that you tell about how you need to relate to others, about what you need to do to be liked by others. This is all bullcrap, because the truth is, you really need to pursue your passion and what lights you up every single day. You really need to actively do that which turns you on and lights you up from within. You really need to live your love song and your greatest heroes movie. You need to remember that you are the star of your own movie, and you get to choose what you do and how you flow and how you express. And the sky is the limit. So that means that it is an infinite potential here and possibilities of what you can do. So every day when you wake up, ask yourself, what excites you today? A lot of the times for me, what's exciting for me is to sit in meditation and to simply explore consciousness, to be in the present moment, and to let the limits of this mind just be broken and seen through and expand into this infinite field of awareness and space, and to really see that I am this unlimited potential, this tuned in, tapped in, and turned on energy that is capable of creating so much cool shit from her unique vessel. Each of us never need to compete with each other, because there's no one at all that will ever be like you. We are all a unique creation from the one God's love, from the one infinite energy. We are all here as unique creators because we are the one creator, God, source. And He created all of us for us to see truly that we came here to create, in small ways, in big ways, in all ways, through how we eat our food, through how we cook our food, through how we sing and share and talk to people. All of it is us creating more beauty, more love, more harmony. Or we're creating the opposite through the choices we're making. So what type of internal garden are you creating through the thoughts that you're entertaining, through the stories you're telling yourself, through the beliefs you're holding on to and letting run your life? What are you doing to take responsibility versus continue being in blame and pointing the fingers onto others? When you point the fingers onto another person or to other things or to some state in the world, you're actually having three fingers pointing back at you, which is a good thing. Point it all back at yourself and see that you are actually projecting the world. And when you create true heaven within yourself, heaven will be reflected outside. And when you truly create connection and bring love to every part of yourself, including the fucked up, messy, really crazy parts of yourself that you might want to shame and judge and bury down and suppress and distract yourself from feeling, when you do that type of violence towards yourself, like deny parts of yourself and you withhold love from certain parts of your human self, you're actually withholding love, truth, from growing and blossoming in this world and from being reflected back at you. So when you're violent towards yourself in some subtle way, you're actually creating that sense of that perception of violence or threat or the opposite of kindness towards you. But when you have full love towards yourself, you will not be able to perceive ill will or harm from another. In fact, if you see something that might look like that, you'll see it for what it is. You'll see that it's a being or a human or an energy that is hurting and calling out for love, calling out for your deepest presence you've ever held for someone. When somebody is in pain and throwing it out on you, when somebody's hurting you, like calling you names, harsh words, that is an opportunity to, more than ever before, be who you naturally truly are, which is an infinite space and loving presence that is indestructible and cannot ever die and was never born, and it is always infinitely expanding to more love, to more peace, and it's always the most greatest feeling of bliss, to be connected to it. The whole point is, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what turns me on, what lights me up, and what helps me and supports me to feel tapped in to my infinite potential? Ask yourself that. What turns me on right now? What do I want to do? What lights me up? What is exciting right now? Give yourself that gift every single day. And oftentimes it will not be to consume a bunch of content on social media, to look at reels, to watch porn and jerk off, and to get these quick dopamine fixes. Often, most times, it will not be that is the most exciting to you, if you're really fucking honest. Yes, sometimes you will just want to lay down and chill and rest, because that is so important. There's a lot of energy moving, and the more we can lay down and be in stillness and rest, the more we can be powerful channels that can actually hold and have the capacity to hold all this powerful energy that is here and that we actually are. And wouldn't it be cool if this tiny little vessel right here, this body, was able to inhabit all the power and the life force of who I naturally, infinitely am, and let myself be an expression of this divine, perfect love and presence. And it's not wooby-dooby, it's not fluff, it's not super sweet and nice. Sometimes this type of love is tough love. Sometimes it speaks the truth clear and direct. Sometimes it cuts with its voice, with its words, with its clear directness, because it knows that it's for the greater good of all. We have discernment, we have boundaries, but not in the way you think, okay? We're talking about energetic boundaries. We're talking about, we're not going to let those intrusive, not true thoughts enter into our field, and we're not going to entertain them and feed them and make them true. In fact, we're going to stay in the bliss and in the presence of God's love, because that is what's most true. So when I say boundaries, I'm talking boundaries to illusions, to untruth. We will not entertain it. We will not let ourselves jerk off to illusions and untruth. We will stay in the perfect peace and presence of God that is here in the now, always eternally in the here and the now. The past and the present and the future are all happening in the here and the now. And we create a bright future by being in this brightness of this Christ light now moment. That's how we create a bright future. So we all have that responsibility, and we're meant to dance and joy. We're meant to play. We're meant to remember that we are innocent, that we get to play in this divine kingdom of heaven on earth. And the more we see this birthright of ours, that we do get to follow the voice of God, feel our hearts, and see the truth. This is our birthright. We are that blessed. We get to have this experience. The more we see that, the more we see beauty all around, and the world starts to become peaceful. And it is. It always is. And the more we're willing to see through the illusions with compassion and love versus judgment, hatred, fear, and just creating separation from it, the more we see we're actually one with it and take ownership for everything, for all the energies, the more it all naturally shifts. And I thank you so much for being here, just being beautiful, natural you, and resting and relaxing into the heart of God of this moment now. This is why we're all here. And then from here, we dance in joy, we make love in joy, we pray through our lovemaking and our sex. We eat food in celebration of textures and tastes and of the creativity of the one infinite God's love. We celebrate and we are just simply having a good time, all right? That's what's possible. We get to laugh at it all. So if you're taking it too seriously, if you're being really serious right now, know that you're not in the truth. Know that you're not in the truth. And yes, do the things you gotta do that feel truly in alignment with your love, with you. That's all for today.